welcome everyone for a new video for the channel. So today I thought I'd do a quick video on raw plastic with bumper. It's a new one. This is for a Toyota HVR, I think it is. So we're blending either wing just for colour. All this is, all I've done on this is just a grey scotch. You don't want to, I had to go a little bit 800 on the edges because it was a little bit, I'm just show you here. Here was a little bit furry, so where the print for the bumper was done. Here I've got just a anti-static degreaser, so I couldn't remember what it was then. So I've blown it off by hand, and so it's still a bit static. I haven't got a static gun, which would probably help, but for all the years I've been painting, I've never had one, and they've always come out alright. Sometimes they've come out static, but that's because I haven't used a proper degreaser or something we've never had. That was years ago. Now they've got the good anti-static degreasers and whatnot. So just grey scotch. Because if you use too much of a course on this plastic, it will really dig into the plastic and really stand out. You have a hard time sort of burying it as such. But 800 is probably as coarse as I would go, just so it doesn't leave the lines and scratches. So I'll do this. I'll put a wet on wet, but with a plastic additive in, so that will bind to the actual plastic. You have to put, with raw plastic, you have to put like a binder to it, like an additive. You can get an aerosol one, like a 1K out of the aerosol, which is alright. But they do now, which you can put it's like an additive into the actual wet and wet, so you can sort of kill two birds with one stone. You put your wet and it's binding to the actual plastic. If you don't use that, it will flake off in time because it won't have anything that it's stuck to. If you think of it as like a glue, like that adhesion, the motor you're using is like a glue, so it's sticking the actual paint and holding it to the plastic. Otherwise, yeah, you put an airline to it over time, stone chips, it will just fly off, and then the whole paint on the bumper will fly off, and you're just back to square one. So yeah, always use a plastic adhesion in bumpers, raw plastic. And yeah, so I think I'll show you how I've blown it off, so I'll show you how I degrease it, and then I'll get on with the plastic, with the wet with the adhesion in. The idea is either we just soak it in this, literally soak it so it lifts any grease or anything that's on the actual plastic. And then all you do, you don't scrub it, because I find if you start rubbing it, you start to get the old friction and the static will come eventually. So all you've got to do is just lightly go over it, take the surface off, all the excess degreaser that you've got on there, don't rub too hard, and that is pretty much ready. So all I'll have to do now is, before I put the wet on, I'll just use a war-based tack rag. I literally just go over it, and then with I normally take off the surface with my glove after, but I can show you that, it's no problem. Because even with this cloth, I can still see there's like one fibre bits. So it is still slightly staying, but it's a lot better than what it was. So when I come to tack rag it, I'll use an airline, and that should de-static the actual bumper as well. So yeah, let's get on with it. Right, okay, so I'm all suited up, plastic primer and plastic wet and wet's all mixed up, so I'm just going to wet and wet tack rag. Share goes to stand logo. All you want to do is keep it going, but blow it all one direction. Doing this sort of hopefully get rid of that static charge, which you really don't need. That static charge is just going to bring any bit of dirt to the bumper in the air. So you want to try and get rid of that static charge. This does help, I find. Yeah, static gun would probably be better, but we work with what we got. So this is the best way I've found so far. I do go over with my glove just to take the excess, a little bit of excess off. Again, just going all in one direction. Okay, now that should be good. Ready to go. So I've gone for where we've got a dark colour. It's sort of like a greeny colour, dark green. I've gone for like a black. Let's try and get you in focus there. There you go. I've gone for like a black primer, or wet and wet, sorry. This is a DV one. This used to be my lacquer gun, but I use this for this now. It's wet and wet. It goes on really smooth. Yeah, so I'll probably do like one quick coat, like a half coat or a 2 bar, and then I'll put a full coat after. With the bump I always do edges, so I will do the edge here, and then I'll do that, and then I'll follow it over, I'll do that edge, then this edge, finish it, that edge. So just watch me how I do it, and then yeah, hopefully it helps. See, it's just a half coat, just so it sticks to it, just so it doesn't sort of react to anything, or there's a bit of silicone or anything, so they give you like a little safety net. So that will literally take 2 seconds to go on. Get there to it. Looks good actually, it doesn't look any like this dirty now already. So doing what we did with the blowing off and the anti-static grease has worked. So now I just do a full coat, and yeah, then we'll have the perfect surface ready for the colour. You can do a bit on the wings if you want to make sure the colour's okay. In this case, where it's such a dark colour, the match is quite good. I'm not going to do it really, but if you do like a silver, I would recommend like a brighter colour, or just so you know that it's going to be alright. But with this sort of colour, we know it matches okay, but we're just doubling down on the blend so we know it's 100%. So yeah, so now do a full colour, full coverage, 2 bar, and then yeah, we'll get on base coat. So yeah, it's just a nice wet finish, and yeah, if you see any big bits of dirt in it once it's dry, you can nib it out with maybe like a 1000 pad, or if it's clean or it's alright, then yeah, just let it dry, and then maybe just go over with a wet tack rag, with a wall-based tack rag. let's flash off and I'll come back and we'll go on to the next stage. Right, okay guys, so this is all dry now. I've just had a look, you can't see any bits of dirt in there, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over with a tack red. So I don't know if I explained, so when I'm wet, it's a bit like a thinner primer, so it gives you that build and that coverage to make the surface sort of like a smooth finish. Covers any like bits of scratches or yeah, anything like that, and in this case it helps us with the plastic prime adhesion, so we've got a nice coat of prime on there. New bumpers do tend to come with like a manufacturer primer on there. Some don't, it just depends on the manufacturer. This one didn't, so that's why we made sure we had to put the plastic adhesion with the wet. So yeah, so now we've got that on, now we've got a perfect surface for base coat. So we've got the base coat, I've mixed up about 0.3 on the ground, so this is Sarta 5500. So I'm going to take the bumper and the wings off, so they're ready, and then yeah, we'll do one full coat. I'm going to put exactly what I've got on the bumper, we've got on the edge of the wings. I don't want to go too far, so I'll probably just flick sort of here. So I won't have any contrast here to the bonnet or to the doors, so that just creates more problems. And yeah, so one full coat, and then a drop coat, and then we'll have a little look, see if it looks good. Yeah, so this is that 2 bar. There we go, 2 bars. With the bumpers again, just do the same how I did the wet primer. I tend to keep bumpers very, very similar. I always do the edges on the section that I'm doing. So I'll section it in 3 sections. So that'll be my first section, then the middle section's my second, and then I'll go around on the 3rd section. It just helps so you know where on the bumper and what edges you've done. When you've done quite a few, you sort of get to understand where you've gone. Yeah, if you're sort of learning, try and do a section at a time. So we'll do that section, so do all the edges, and then you'll come with the full coat, beating the edges that you've just done, and then you'll come round. So if you just watch me how I do it, I'll try and show you how I do it with extras and that, and yeah, let's go. Notice how I'm meeting the edges, so there's wet here and here, and when I go towards there I'm meeting that wet edge, so I'm covering all sides and all angles of that bumper section. And if you've got like niggly bits like here, you will have to do a little bit of a little poking and a bit of where it's different angles that you won't be able to get to. So if you're thinking your fan is like here, it's not going to get that sort of angle. So that's where you need to go where your gun is facing. So it's a little tip there. And again, beating this edge here, so I'm literally going here, beating that edge from that other section. Follow your wet edge, so if you're going that way and you do this side, don't then go around and do the other side. Always keep that wet edge. I just want that edge to be coloured. And then I'll swap it out a bit further. So it blends in. Same on this side. Pretty much it really, so that's all wet, ready to go. So I'll put that on bake for 10 minutes and then we'll come back and have a look how it is. Right, okay guys, so it's all dried now, looks good. I've had a look over, looks okay, don't see any problems. So I did forget to do tack brake, so might be why there's a couple of little bits of dirt in it, but I wouldn't worry about it. Lacquer will sort of cover those bits, so I'm not going to stress out. So I will now tack brake this and get this ready. So this is just going to be 2 full coats of lacquer with same gun, SATA 5500 1.2. Again, it's probably 2.1 bar. A little bit higher, because I like to have it a little bit finer. Yeah, so I'll take it all off, just a light one. Don't dig in, just literally let it flow over the top. It will naturally take off. If nothing comes off, don't try and pick it or dig it out, because it'll just ruin the effect of the base coat, and then that will show up in the lacquer. So yeah, now it's just literally just to take any surface dirt. 2 coats of lacquer. Right, let's go. I will tack it on this side. Just a light one, light. Again, flowing all in one direction again. I've got filters in the middle, so I tend to blow into the middle and down. But everyone's oven's different. Someone's got the end, some have got full floors, so do it to how your environment is, I suppose. And oh yeah, again, do the bumper how you did base coat with edges, and then do a section, edges, section, and find the best way to that mix every edges then. You have a wet, nice finish. Again, meet up with that wet. The wet edge, you've got to keep that wet edge all the time. Finish. I've literally gone just to get it on there smooth. This is just a setup for the second coat. So we want a nice smooth finish. So the finish is just sort of not too heavy, not sagging, no runs. Just a nice even coat. And yes, we'll leave that for sort of 4 or 5 minutes, and then we'll put a second coat on. Right, okay, so that's had about 5 minutes flash off, like a dry time, just like an air, just letting it air dry. Now that's perfect. That's tacky. It's not too wet. It's not Perfect. So now that would be perfect now for that second coat to bind into it, but not sink into it. So it will go in nice and flat top, so it won't drop its gloss sometimes. That would be nice. So we're going to do one full coat now. Same how we done this first coat, all the edges. Just keep doing the same sort of method. It will help. And yeah, let's get this thing done. While you're going along, always try and check it, make sure it's the finish is there, so you haven't missed any dry spots or anything. Okay, so yeah, that's the final finish. So that's 2 full coats of lacquer, and yeah, there's a few bits of dirt in it, but it's clean enough. It's good enough. Just needs a couple of bit of a polish afterwards, but it's good enough. So I hope this video's helped. Hopefully I've explained it well enough. I know it's hard to sort of explain while you're doing it sometimes. I do struggle a little bit, but hopefully it's helped you. Yeah, hopefully you've got to the end of the video and you enjoyed it. And yeah, if you could like, subscribe, comment, it'd be great. See how you do it, if you do it differently. Yeah, thanks again. See you soon.